To all my beautiful curl friends out there who may have fine or thin hair, this video is dedicated to you. It doesn't matter if you were actually born with fine or thin hair or your hair started thinning over time. I believe that this video will help you with your thin hair and your thin hair problems. Now, there might be some of you out there who have learned to accept your fine, thin hair, but there might be many of you who want to do something about it. You want to see if the possibility of thickening up your hair is actually real. There is a lot of propaganda out there, and a lot of hairstylists and hair gurus, they have their opinions on whether or not someone with fine or thin hair can regrow their hair. But I'm here to tell you, all you need is a little bit of nourishment. If your hair is suddenly thinning and now you're experiencing hair loss and bald spots, your hair is telling you that it's malnutrition and it needs some nutrients. Maybe it's time for you to start feeding your hair a more nutrient-dense diet, including vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and enzymes from nature. I'm talking butters and oils that you can find all throughout the world. Switching your hair's diet from chemicals found in traditional styling products, shampoos, and conditioners to a more natural-based product line is going to change your hair for the better. In fact, I can show you better than I can tell you. Today, we're gonna go through a case study of a woman's hair that I've been doing for about a year now so we can see the small changes but big dramatic effects that has happened. Now, this person naturally does have thin and fine hair in diameter and density. But recently, they just started a new medication as well, so that plays a part in this new thinning and balding areas. Before I start her long hair journey, my first priority is to thicken up the spacing. After 3 months of this sewing, now it's time for me to go ahead and reinstall another protective style. She has taken out her own protective style and she is proud of her hair's progress. As you can see, she's showing it off by combing it, but I advised her, stop combing your hair. And we'll talk more about that later in the video. But as you can see, I'm just evaluating her hair and it's time to put in another protective style. This time we're going to do a little bit of crochet. Honestly, in this case study, I'm trying to see what protective style works best for her hair. So we're trying different styles to see what will work for the betterment of her hair's health. So I'm definitely going to make sure the nutrition is up to par on her hair. And as you can see, this is the update of her hair's spacing. I can see a little bit of peach fuzz coming in. It doesn't look as spacey, but we're going to continue on this case because we want to make sure we see a difference. On the left, you can see the first install, and now you can see this install. I don't know if you could see a difference, but let's keep going. So it's been 3 months later. It's time to remove this protective style and examine what's going on with the hair. I can automatically tell there's going to be a difference because there are plenty of gray hair peach fuzz. So this tells me this is new hair that has sprouted. When you're on a healthy hair journey, your hair might not immediately grow so much new growth within 3 months compared to someone who has a more healthier head of hair. Now, it doesn't mean that your hair is not growing. It just means that your hair is smart enough to repair itself. It knows that it's not time for growth right now. It's time for health. So it's going to fill in bald spots. It's going to fill in thinning areas before it even focuses on length. Not saying that you're not going to get any length, but what I'm saying is trust the process and trust your hair. If you have thin hair, it doesn't matter what texture you have, 2A, 3A, 4C, 4B, it doesn't matter. Your main objective is to stop using the comb as much as you have in the past. That means no combing, no detangling brushes. This means using your fingers more. I know you probably think maybe a wide tooth comb, maybe a wet detangling brush, but I'm telling you, use your fingers. If you want to keep the volume on your hair, you want to make sure that you're not tearing out any unnecessary healthy hair that doesn't need to come out. Using your fingers is going to get the job done. I have used finger detangling on the most coarse, tangled hair, and it works. So all you need is a parting stick to create any style And if you have thin hair and you desire thick hair, trust me, ditch the combs. Try it for a year and see what happens. I make sure I remove as much of the shed hair as possible without tearing out her hair. And then now it's time for me to really give her hair a nutrient power punch. And I'm going to be using a mineral clay treatment. If you are on a healthy hair journey, you definitely want to make sure you are not skipping your clay treatment. Clays are just powdered stones and rocks. And stones and rocks can give your hair certain vitamins, enzymes, and minerals that just butters and oils cannot. So make sure you're doing it. So as you can see on the left and the right, there is a difference. Her spaces are closing in. Bald spots are not as prominent, and we're so proud of the small changes. Whatever hair journey you're on, a thickening journey, a moisture journey, a long hair journey, make sure you document the process so you can see the small changes. Sometimes we give up too early because we don't see all these big changes when sometimes it's the little changes that count. You can't get to feet without inches, and you can't get to inches without centimeters. So every little bit counts. Every little piece of hair and peach fuzz, it matters. For this installment, I decided to give her a bit of homework because I wanted to see how wigs will do for her hair and her hair's growth and thickening process. So it's been 3 months later, and now, as you can see, it's time for our next appointment. As you can see, it's time to do some gray coverage because the grays are out. And I love seeing all these grays because it lets me know that the peach fuzz that's coming in is all new and spaces are filling in, especially in her crown area where she did have a lot of balding and hair loss. Ah, do you see what I see? I know you see it. Do you see how her hair is growing in and the spaces are getting smaller over time? Those short little curly gray pieces, I love to see it because it lets me know that it's working and her hair is healing itself. When it comes to hair coloring, I try to only use brands that have natural and friendly ingredients in them. Also, I'm still using these 100% natural formulas for her hair growth and hair thickening journey because, as you can see, it works. After putting all these wonderful natural products in her hair, I put another sewing in her hair because she enjoyed it. And 3 months later, it's time to see the progress. So when she showed up, I noticed her hair was kind of in a straightened state. And she told me she had to blow dry it out because her hair is getting too thick that she didn't know how to manage it herself. Now, isn't that something? As you can see, these small changes are adding up. Less spacing, her balding areas are starting to really sprout and you can barely see it. In fact, I feel it's gone. So now we're just going to put another protective style in. We're going to do some braids this time. I'm so proud of her hair's journey. Her hair has taken the time to heal itself and fill in the balding areas, and now her hair can focus on growing long and getting even thicker. She now knows not to put too much strain in her hair by combing her hair too much. If you have thin or fine hair, I am going to tell you these tips and they will work. Number 1, stop combing your hair. Yep, I said it. Stop combing and detangling your hair so much. If you're detangling and combing your hair every day, you're going to have thin hair for the rest of your life. But if you go ahead and reduce combing or detangling your hair to maybe 1 to 4 times a year, you're going to be able to keep more hair on your head throughout the year, leading to even 10% thicker or even more. And I'm sure if you have thin or fine hair, you would love to have any type of increase in hair volume. So now that you can see the difference from day 1, which is this, in the spacing, it's very prominent. You could see that her hair was very fine. Till looking at it now, you can see that it's less spacey. And if you take a closer look, you can see the follicles are awake. They are coming back. If your hair is malnutrition, the follicles will close up on you and go to sleep. But if you want to wake them up, make sure you head to coconuts.com, get these products, and give your hair a more nutrient-dense diet.